Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright and this is a healing recap video where I discuss exactly what I did in the group healing that I did today. And today is Tuesday the 16th of May 2017. And this group healing is of course the third in the set of 3 healings which I call the Mini Triplet group healings. They're remote healings, and you already know the statistics on them if you saw the other 2 videos in the set. 50 people in 6 different countries, including a few kids. So hi everybody! Of course these videos are also for energy geeks who just love hearing about it and meditating along with it or learning from what I explain. Okay, so this one, it was a little bit, I did it maybe about an hour later than I normally do. I mean, it's not at a set time, you know, it's just whenever I'm ready, but it was funny because before the healing started, before the 20-minute healing started, you know, I say hi to everybody one at a time, and people were like, oh my God, it's about time. Like they were really excited. I just prepared a lot extra today just because I had the time, so I thought, why not? So anyway, at first what I did was, you know, and it did kind of build, I mean, a quick, I guess, nutshell, it did, you know, it's the third in the set of 3, so it did kind of relate to the other two, because, you know, this past Sunday was Mother's Day, so, you know, like being in a group or being separate from a group and kind of, you know, shedding any manipulative energy from the group, or, you know, having strong boundaries with invasive energy and expectations and judgments from groups of people, whether you're in that group or you've left the group. This one was more like clearing your expectations and clearing, let's see, clearing your expectations, clearing your fears, and bringing in self-love and self-confidence, if I had to nutshell it. Because I was looking at, and thank you everybody for your surveys. I do definitely learn with each batch of surveys, and I read them all. I don't have time at all to respond individually to everybody's survey, but I do read them all, and so thank you. And thank you for like prompt surveys, because sometimes if the survey is like 2 days after the actual healing, you know, I've kind of already moved on and I might not notice that survey if it's like 2 days afterwards. But anyway, the first thing, oh, I helped everyone with grounding. I did what sometimes I call a grounding workout, and everyone at first has a red grounding and then an orange grounding and then a yellow grounding. But at first with the red grounding, it seemed like the angels wanted everybody to get grounding healings, like they wanted me to heal the physical body's grounding separate from the astral body's grounding. Like, this is sort of an advanced little idea, so if you don't need to know about that, just watch the scenery for a second. But essentially, you know, your physical body has, which is, yours is over there, mine is here, yours is there, but your physical body has a set of 7 chakras along the spine, right? But your spirit body, also called your astral body, which is really you, has a set of 7 chakras and an energy body with arms and legs and everything, and that's really the eternal you. And so since chakras generate the aura, you have 2 auras technically. You have the aura of your physical body generated by the chakras of your physical body along the spine, and then you have, you know, say if my spirit body was right here, which it's not, it's in, because that's the way I prefer to speak, of course. But say if my energy body was here, then I have 7 chakras along the spine of my energy body or astral body or spirit body, let's say, and those chakras generate a whole aura around my astral body. So that could be called your astral body aura or your spirit body aura. And this aura around your physical body is called your physical body's aura. So anyway, all auras are better when they're grounded. So that means there's technically two different groundings. There's the grounding for your spirit body and their spirit body aura and your spirit body chakras. And then the grounding for your physical body and your physical body's aura and your physical body chakras. So sometimes in these triplet recap videos, I talk about that because some triple healings, I do heal them separately. But anyway, so this time I did in this particular healing. This is the first time I think in this triplet set of 3 healings that I did this. So I just, went through and imagined everybody's grounding at red, both physical body grounding and spirit body groundings at red, and used gold light to clean out energy blocks that were evident there. And again, it's just gold universal light, so it's not like, it's not forcing anything, I mean, if you're not ready to release something, you just don't, and it doesn't clear, if you are ready to let go of something, you do. So if you do, sometimes people are like, how do I prepare for one of these triplet healings? You maybe just think, I am ready to let go. I am ready to heal. I'm open to divine assistance, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not divine, but I work with the angels and they tell me what to do. So, that works that way. Okay, anyway, so after that little grounding workout of the spirit and the body, then at red, orange, and yellow, then I did a little bit, and I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail, but the connection between the spirit and the physical body at the 7th chakra, and the connection between the spirit and the body at the 3rd chakra. And I've gone through that in a lot of recap videos. So I just healed that connection and helped it to expand so more energy could flow between people's spirit and their body at the 7th chakra for confidence and goals and empowerment, and 3rd chakra for getting stuff done and taking action. And again, I helped it to expand just as much as that person felt like they wanted, not my sort of self-imposed expectation. And then, with the groundings nice and clear and the connections between physical body and spirit body nice and flowing and bigger, then, I encourage everybody to be fully present in their physical bodies. Because some people kind of detach so that both, like tuned out of their physical body, so that, I don't know why. I mean, you didn't have to. I was just looking at it, but it did look like some people were like, oh, let's try that. So then I was like, okay, everybody, come on back in. Get back into your physical body. So if you were spacey for the first like 5 minutes of the healing today, that's why. But you didn't have to be. I mean, it's just like some people were like, yeah, why not? But anyway, so I encourage everyone to get back in their bodies. And then, I was looking at, and thank you again for everybody's surveys. Some people, they did over Mother's Day, they got punished, like on a spirit level, or attacked by, say a mother-in-law or a mother that, maybe the mother's just upset with them and judgmental about, whatever. So, I was looking at, because the Friday healing and the Sunday healing did really help people, but still, so people got less damage than they would have, from these sibling or friend or family attacks, essentially, mini attacks, let's say, spirit attacks. There was less damage because everyone stayed more present. But the irony of that is, if you stay more present when, say, your mother hypothetically, or your mother-in-law hypothetically is mad at you, you actually feel, the rip, or if she sort of throws a pull at your 2nd chakra, in front of your tummy, you actually feel like a discomfort there that you wouldn't have if you just had tuned out and gotten spacey and real stressed. So in a way, sometimes it feels a little worse, but then but I'm really more stable and I'm more aware of this dynamic than I've ever been, and I have more clarity about it. So, but I was looking at, okay, obviously the ideal is to stay present, be aware, but also not sustain damage, you know, if at all possible. You know, so maybe then you would have so much flow that, you know, when your mother or mother-in-law, you know, say, for example, you have an angry mother or mother-in-law, you know, when they jam like a pole towards your tummy, you have such great flow, it just doesn't stick, right? So it doesn't impact you and your energy. So what I was looking at with that is it's really like that people have expectations of love and support and gentleness from, you know, genetic family members or friends or spouses or somebody, and it's really the expectations that a lot of times get you in trouble. Because if you know, it's usually not a surprise that somebody is the way they are. You've known them all your lives. You kind of get it, you know, like, oh yeah, she gets really pissed around this holiday, or she gets really stressed if I don't do what she says, and I just didn't do what she said, so now she's going to be really pissed. But it's like deep down, if you're expecting her, if a part of you is still expecting her to be gentle and respectful and loving and supportive, then that's sort of your inner conflict that causes your energy to get stuck. So then when she does eventually throw energy at you, it creates quite a tear in your aura. So what I did is I helped everybody, since I can't make everybody's mother centered and, you know, benevolent, or, you know what I mean, like everybody in their lives to be perfect, I can help people clear their expectations so that they're no longer expecting, you know, a level of love and kindness and support from these people. It wouldn't mean that they don't want love and kindness and support. It just, an expectation is a very rigid energy, so that when it doesn't happen, you're like really stuck about it. So what I did is I just had everyone imagine like a big gold, you know, like say picnic blanket spread out in front of them, and, you know, individually, each person, and then had them pile on the blanket any expectations that they had, you know, that someone would be gentle and supportive with them rather than attack them. And then I just grounded all those piles and melted them away with the gold light and, you know, rainbow colored earth energy, so that, you know, just to help people to clear all those expectations. And it took a little bit, but it did work, and people seemed to really like it. So then we went from that to another blanket exercise where, I mean, I helped people with their grounding and just make sure everyone was okay with that shift. But it seemed like everyone was like, yeah, let's do more. So then I had everyone create, you know, a gold blanket out in front of themselves and just pile on top of that blanket, you know, like spread out like a picnic blanket, pile on top of their blanket, their fear of not getting gentleness, love, and support, you know, from people. And so, you know, everybody piled that on top, their fears about not getting the gentleness and love and support that they want. And so then, you know, that took a little bit, but everybody did clear that. And I spot checked a few people and encouraged a few people as needed. And I kind of encouraged everybody. I'm like, it's okay. You can let go of this. You can let go of this. It's okay. You know, so it really did clear a lot, which was nice. And this is something that you can do on your own too. Like if you want to just jot down, you know, okay, blanket, put on it, you know, your energy of expectation for someone to be supportive and gentle rather than attack you, and then just, you know, clear those expectations, and then clear the fear of not getting love and kindness and support, or not getting enough love and kindness and support. And then, you know, I did more grounding work with everybody and help people clear energy blocks out of their grounding so that they, you know, was like a nice, gentle, steady release down their grounding. And then my sample person, a different sample person, needed to expand her second and first chakras, which is common in these healings, like the lower chakras, because when you come in through the top of your head, you know, your physical head on down. So a lot of times, you know, I mean, if you're present in any of your chakras, you're going to be in your 7th, and then your 7-6, and then 7-6-5, and then 7-6-5-4, and then 7-6-5-4-3. So if you're in all your chakras, you know, you come in from the top of your head, and you're in 7 all the way down through 1. So, but sometimes, well, a lot of people aren't used to being in all the chakras. Like usually, so a lot of people tune out as adults of their second and first chakra of their physical body. It's not helpful at all, but a lot of people do. So they kind of numb out. They don't want to feel the emotions that they're trying to avoid. They don't want to feel the fears that they're trying to avoid, even though it doesn't work at all. So anyway, the more you expand and heal your physical body, second and first chakras, then you get this great flow. And so then your spirit can be there. So even if you have, you know, whatever, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of baggage to release still, as long as it's flowing out of you down your grounding, you feel fine. You know, you feel okay. Like you may sense some sadness that's releasing, or you may sense some worry that's releasing, but it's like this little micro feeling of it, as opposed to if you stay out and then you wait till it gets triggered and then you're like, wah, you know. So anyway, I just helped expand the second and first chakra for people as much as they were needing it and wanting it, so that they could be more in all their chakras during the healing and therefore release more. Then we did another one of those release ones with the blankets, where, you know, I had everyone create a picnic blanket spread out in front of their aura and put on it their expectations for their productivity and other people's productivity. Because a lot of people, you know, they get stuck on like, oh, they didn't accomplish what they thought they should have done yesterday, or what they thought they should have gotten done last week. And it really becomes like a very haunting stress, you know, like, oh, I'm not getting done what I should get done. And it's very self-perpetuating that way, because you're really like tripping yourself out. And then a lot of people that work in like corporate settings where you're, you know, really up front and personal with a lot of people, some people get into these judgment loops of like, okay, I'm productive, but Betty Boop is not being productive enough and I'm judging her, you know, and they're really like distracted by you know, having these rigid expectations of coworkers, and then these coworkers obviously are not living up to their expectations. So then they have to judge the person and they lose all this energy about it. I mean, they don't have to, but that's what expectations, you know, encourage, is judgment and being stuck. So anyway, I had everyone put their, you know, on the blankets, their expectations about their own productivity and other people's productivity, and that melted away. And as I did that, I just helped again heal that third chakra, because productivity a lot of times is third chakra. Getting stuff done, taking action, finishing projects, doing what you say you're gonna do. Third chakra is right here, under the sternum. Oh, this was super cool. Oh, my notes are all wet because it started to rain while I was working. Oh, so there was like a 3-minute gap in the healing where I like moved under that giant tree right there, that big tree right there, just so I could work and finish the healing outside. It was fun. But anyway, oh yeah. So one of my respondents, like you know, like participants who, you know, fills out surveys, and this is pretty common reaction. Sometimes they're like, oh, you know, I was grouchy or I was cranky, you know, with my parents or with a family member, you know, and I in a way that I don't want to be, you know, like I kind of snapped at them or something. You know, and generally that's repressed anger, you know, that you're not really processing and releasing. So then it kind of gets triggered in a situation, and then you know, kind of don't realize it and just recenter and be quiet and breathe. You kind of speak out the repressed anger in ways that are, you know, way nastier than you feel is, you know, ethical or appropriate, or beneficial for your relationships. So anyway, I noticed that person had a lot in the back of their second, you know, in the back of their aura, in their second and first layers. So like first layer is like close to your skin, from your skin out, and then second layer is one out from that, right? So first and second layer behind you is like from your skin out this far maybe, you know? And so that's like, second layer is in the back, is you've shoved stuff back there that you're trying not to feel. And first layer in the back, right up against your skin, is stuff that you shoved back there that you're like fears that you shove back there that you're trying not to think about. So like money worries, things you're afraid of, right? So obviously that's repression and it's not helpful, right? But on the other hand, you don't want to, if you thought about everything emotionally that bothers you and everything that, you know, you're afraid of, that wouldn't be great either. You know, you don't want to like dwell on all this negativity either. So we did the whole blanket stuff, you know, and people really liked this one. It was very funny. We ended up doing it 3 times in a row because this person was like, let's do it again. So, and you know, the angels all were like, yeah, I'll do it. So it was like, okay, everyone made a big picnic blanket out in front of their aura. And again, this is individual. So there's no like group blanket or anything like that. This is not the kind of work I do. And I had everyone put onto the blanket whatever they were ready to clear today of like what they were trying not to feel and what they were trying not to experience. So, because that's why you shove it back there. You're not trying to feel that. You're not trying to experience it. You're just like, oh, it's back there. I don't want to deal with it, you know, which of course it doesn't work, you know, and you're just setting yourself up to feel kind of tortured by your own life, you know, which we don't want, do we? So anyway, so it's like you imagine the blanket and you heap onto it everything that's good for you to clear today, that you're trying not to feel and trying not to experience. And then, you know, it's like a giant pile or like a whole mountain range of piles. And then you just use lots and lots of gold light and then earth energy, like red earth energy maybe from the center of the earth, and just drench the pile with lots of earth energy and lots of gold light, maybe like gold suns all around it or gold fire. And you just take your time and keep breathing, you know, like wiggle your toes, keep your grounding, you know, and just melt that giant pile so it's like almost all gone until it's totally gone. And if it won't totally leave, like there's just a little bit left, you can ask your angels to get rid of it. So like I said, we did that one 3 times. It was really cool. And again, it's what people are trying not to feel or not to experience. And then I kind of just like listened and kind of sensed, you know, in a non-invasive way, but I just kind of sensed all the 50 participants and what they still needed. And I finished up with some, well, second to last thing was aura repair for everybody. And, you know, this is usually a part of every one of these healings. So, you know, gold light all around everybody's aura, around the outside, universal gold light, just to like wash out all the rips and tears in people's aura, although a lot of it did get healed through the other work in this session. But you know, this was just like, just in case, just because, you know, Mother's Day, people can, you know, get, I call it like friendly fire, you know, you can get rips and tears from people that you consider loved ones, you know, but they're just really triggered. And so when people are triggered and balanced, they're more likely to, you know, throw energy at other people. So anyway, just helped everyone heal up their aura and get flow, you know, in all the aura layers, and helped everybody melt away the energy blocks that they were ready to release in each aura layer, starting with the first layer, which is to make you feel safe and courageous and have abundance, all the way out to the 7th layer, which is for confidence and creative inspiration and feeling like you're in charge of your life and goals. And then the very last thing I did was helping a different sample person. They needed to bring in more self-love energy for themselves and self-confidence. So, and of course, you know, we could all use that, right? So, it's like we have self-love energy and self-confidence energy. Well, and yeah, any one of the participants, anybody that works with me is an old enough soul to have plenty of self-love and plenty of self-confidence. somewhere. It's just, have you brought it into your aura? Have you brought it into this lifetime even, you know, so that you can feel it and use it. So, you know, I just help people clear energy blocks like in the top of their aura and then just up above their aura that was keeping them from bringing in their own extra self-love energy and self-confidence energy. So self-love goes in the 4th chakra and the 4th layer, and then self-confidence goes into the 7th chakra and the 7th layer, right? So obviously the more you heal these chakras, the more they generate self-love and self-confidence, but it did seem like that person needed an extra infusion of it, you know, from their eternal energy. So that told me that everybody could use that. So I just, you know, again, like I said, helped everyone bring in self-love and self-confidence that they had, that they were not using and you know, flowing with in their energy field. So that's something you could do on your own. You know, really any of your qualities that you need more of, you know, like courage or creativity. You know, you can like imagine a copy of your aura out in front of you, you know, like your round bubble for your aura, and, you know, ground yourself first and everything. But then you can imagine like it's like a good cloud above you. So it's not like a being or an entity or something. It's like a good cloud of your energy. Let's say self-love, right? So maybe it'll be like a nice pretty green cloud, because sometimes green for the 4th chakra, you know, is self-love and motivation. So, but it could be a different rainbow color. But, you know, your intuition tells you, okay, that's my energy, but it's not in my aura. So I'm just gonna comb through it with gold light and clear any chunks, blocked energy in that cloud of good energy that's mine, you know, and then it just kind of comes in. So it's just a part of you that you haven't been able to bring in yet. So anyway, that's how we finish up the healing. So I hope the after effects and the experience of it was enjoyable for everybody. And please, of course, fill out your survey if you haven't already done that. And thank you so much. This was a pretty amazing, I mean, triplets, mini triplet group healings I've only been doing this year, because, you know, all these years, like, I guess 16 years full-time work, I've been working on an individual level, and then with people in that person's family, and then, you know, it sort of expanded and expanded from there. So, but to do a group healing of 50 people at one time in this lifetime, this is the first time. You know, in other lifetimes I have done that kind of work for sure, but I've never done 50 people in 6 different countries in past lives, because, well, first of all, in past lives they didn't really do the country thing, you know, way back then. You know, they had little areas that were under various, you know, political systems, but it wasn't like a country system like now, you know, and there wasn't all this global communication, so there's no way I could have healed somebody on the other side of the globe, because I wouldn't have known them, you know. So that part's a first for me. Usually in a past life, if I heal 50 people, it would be like, you know, a quarter of my village or something. But anyway, so thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and if you like it, give it a thumbs up, please. And if you want, you can comment down below. Okay, bye. Oh, and of course the next mini triplet set will happen in 2 weeks, and it'll be awesome, and I do them every 2 weeks, and new people are for sure welcome. You don't have to have worked with me before. This healing had a couple new people, at least probably like at least 3 people that had never worked with me before, that just found me on YouTube, and then probably another like half dozen people who hadn't worked with me much at all. And, you know, it's like I've said before, it's a very beginner friendly experience, but also, you know, there were a lot of really advanced people that like these triplets and keep doing them too. So I appreciate you being a part of this awesome experience. Bye.